I'm going to teach you how to conceal wraps. First, let me tell you how not to do it. This is what it will show you in almost every knitting magazine, almost every English-speaking knitting reference book. Maybe somewhere this is published, but I have not seen it, and you're about to learn it. This is a wrap. Its purpose is to keep a gap from being there in the middle of the short row. You don't want it to show, however. Do you really want a pink blob in your front? No. The idea is to get it behind there, but to have it still do its job of anchoring the hole closed. So here's what we do. I want you to think of this stitch as a blue-haired lady who gets her hair done every week and goes to the opera. She does not want to muss her hair. She has to get her hair done the day before, so she's got to keep her hair in good shape for the opera. And she always wears these diamond necklaces. Here we have a pink diamond necklace, very expensive. And so it's bedtime. She wants to take off her diamond necklace without mussing her hair. This is her pointy nose. She lifts her necklace up from underneath, just like you would, lifts it up over her pointy nose, carefully over her head without mussing her hair, sets it behind herself, okay? In your case, it lands on the needle. And now remember I had you slip that knit stitch knitwise? That set you up to be able to go in like that. Just think, if you went in like that, you'd bring the wrap back to the front. You want it back there, out of sight. So knit the stitch that it had wrapped and the wrap that had wrapped it together from right to left, going through the back leg, and look, the wrap is gone, and the stitch is smooth. Beautiful. Same thing with the next one. We have a blonde-haired lady who also goes to the opera. Take off her blue diamond necklace over her pointy nose, over her fancy hairdo, drop it behind her on the needle, go in from right to left. This is not hard, and you conceal your wraps completely. The other way that is shown in magazines and books will conceal it partly. We want completely. Now, the last one, instead of just doing those two together, I want you to slide through that final stitch that wasn't wrapped. So you've got the stitch that was wrapped, the blonde wrap, and the final stitch. Work them all together, decreasing away that final stitch. And let's just have a look before we turn around here. Beautiful, beautiful. Not a wrap in sight. Now the other side is done the same way. We have more ladies going to the opera. Start out we're on row 8, by the way, now on page 15. Slip the first stitch. We're going to purl to the first wrapped stitch, which will be the 4th one from the end, because as you remember, that was the last one we wrapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 2 more to go. See how you hardly even need to count if you understand your knitting. That's what my goal for you is, that you understand things. Okay, now, there's the wrap. But we don't want to take it from the inside of the sock and put it on the outside. Instead, we've got to tip our knitting like this, which you don't usually do, but you just have to. There's the wrap. It's a pink wrap. Lift it up. This lady has a very long nose. Let's shorten her nose. Bring it over her nose, over her hairdo. Put it on the needle behind her, and simply purl those two together. You only need to be working upside down when you move the wrap. Once again, here we have a very visible purple wrap. Lift it up over the pointy nose, over the hairdo, purl them together. And what do you think we're going to do at the end? We are going to consume that final stitch as well, over the pointy nose, over the hair, and get all 3, the stitch, the wrap, and the final stitch all together. I'm using very bulky yarn, and the last one's a little bit tight. I shall get it. There we go. Okay. Let's have a look at the shape of the heel turn. Okay. It is shaped like that, and it is smooth as can be. And as you can see, we're making progress. See, there's our heel turn, and now we're going to be coming up this way and attaching our knitting to the sides right here. These are the wing stitches, there and there. Remember, we had 5 stitches before the markers, 15 in between on the instep. We're going to move those 5 stitches on either side of the instep, the ones before A and after B, to the sole needle, so that we can work with them. So watch how we do that. Whoops. Let's go in alphabetical order. The stitches that are in front of A. The first thing we need to do here is to pull our needles. Remember, we hid them down there. Doesn't work very well if you can't get at those needles. Right now we need to get at them. Okay, we have 5 stitches before A. These want to move to this needle. Watch how we do it. It's very nifty. Right where the marker is, pull out the cable like that. It will automatically sort of bloop itself into a loop. Take the end of the needle that wants those stitches and give them those stitches by simply sliding them along like they're on a clothesline. There they are. Now you're in, just bloop it back in. Take off that A, because otherwise it'll fall. On the other side, we have 5 for B, and they need to go over here. So we have to pull out the cable where B is. Now the things I'm doing right now are a little different on double pointed. On double pointed needles, it is very, very easy to move stitches between needles. That is one wonderful advantage of double pointed needles. Although, as you can see, this is not exactly rocket science moving them here. Okay, drop off the B. And now you can see that what we have now is what you see in panel 8 on page 16. We have 15 stitches on, and let me push this down just so you can see better. We have 15 stitches on the instep, this needle, and on the sole needle, this cable is right here, we have got 15 stitches and 5. Okay, 15 stitches here and 5 here. And you might be saying, wait a minute, our yarn is not coming where tips are. It's in the middle of the needle. You are right about that. Now, since we're not going to be using the instep needle for a bit, I'm going to put it away and show you what we're going to do about that. Because it's very easy and logical. You'll understand it. Okay, so here we are. We want to be knitting where the yarn is, because we're not going to add new yarn. So, how do we get at that? Out of the way. We have both tips of the sole needle. Here's how you can know. I won't fit in the camera here, but anytime you pick up a needle, hold both ends. If they're attached, it's the same needle. Very easy way to know. I do that automatically every time I pick up a new needle. Okay, we want to get both tips in there. Well, you would have thought of this if I didn't show you, but I'll show you. Like a clothesline, move the stitches that are in front of the working yarn to the tip in your right hand so that the starting needle can indeed start. Now you will see that you move just 5 over. You don't move that one over, the one that has the working yarn, because it needs to be there for the next step. Okay, I'm going to switch to double pointed needles for a moment to show you how you would do this with those.